Who dares enter my chamber and interrupt my eternal slumber? For it is I, the Tardis Wiki Ghoul, Hello, my latest round of victims. Who is ready to spin the wheel and catch some feels? Happy Halloween, for it may be your last. This is lore, yes, Cookie Boy. This is in fact lore. Happy Halloween! Welcome to Tardis Wiki Roulette, the show where we TARDIS a wiki, roulette, the show where we spin the wheel and catch some feels, the show where we put things on this remarkable wheel right here. Currently 155 entries on there. We spin that wheel, we look at whatever it lands on TARDIS Wiki, and then hilarity ensues. At least that's what we hope. Oh my goodness, more things for the wheel. Okay. You're going to have to canonize the Wiki Goulette now. You are in fact going to have to canonize the Wiki Goulette now. I just swallowed a bit of the paint, and I really hope it isn't lead based. The wheel is gonna have to be closer to 200 suggestions today. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I think we should probably start by spinning this wheel, because that's how you start an episode of Tardis Wiki Roulette usually, or so I'm told. For Ryan isn't here right now. I, the Tardis Wiki Roulette, have taken over for the evening. Keep adding. Oh, what else have you got? Oh, I got those. I didn't get the devil. I will put the devil on. I got the rest of them. So I will indeed put those on. We are currently at 160. Tales from the Crypt. Let's see. Excuse me, Tales from the Goulette. I will have you know. Tales from the Wheel. Wheel from the TARDIS. Oh dear. I didn't get the devil. Lore from the Doctor Who. I think we should probably spin the wheel now. Oh god, every time I say that, you're like, nah, let's throw some more in actually. Which I respect, to be fair. I would do that too. Okay, there are now 162 articles on the wheel. You look like the Crypt Keeper. I don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is. Who's the Crypt Keeper? Are they from the Outer Limits? Are they from the Goosebumps? I'm gonna spin the wheel now. Happy Halloween! Yes, it is meant to be like the Crypt Keeper, yes. Shooty Gatwa in universe. Fantastic. Let's find out about Shooty Gatwa in universe. Alright. Sweet. I will switch it over so that you can see what I see. There we go. Shooty Gatwa in universe. On the cover of an issue of Doctor Who magazine in the Daft dimension, there was a picture of a dark-skinned man with short white hair. Rishi Sunak once observed in the new Doctor Who that instead of turning into the new bloke, Jodie Whittaker regenerated back into David Tennant, leading Sunak to come up with the David Tennant effect. Although not identified in the Daft Dimension 579, the individual seen on the cover of Doctor Who magazine was easily recognisable as Shooty Gatwa. Forgot about the Dead Ringers part. What? It's from Tales. I know. The Crypt Keeper's just an auto ripoff. Oh, that was a fun one to start with. Let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
Let's do that. See where it takes us next. Well, the Roulette certainly knows an awful lot about this. Let's check it out on the TardisWiki. Wiki. See what it has to say. I'm sure there has to be a reason that that this ended up being on there. Has to be a reason that this was suggested. I like the picture, I have to say. Not at all a predictable result whatsoever. Oh, you can't see it because of the overlay. It's a picture of David Tennant. The behind the scenes. It's long. Of course it's long. Of course it's long. Why wouldn't it be? Bernice Summerfield believed that the Seventh Doctor, unlike his next incarnation, did not have sex appeal. Jesus Christ! Why would you open the article like that? The behind the scenes is just about Paul McGann. Oh, let's see what they have to say though. That's the thing. Whilst confronting the Sycorax within their spaceship, the newly regenerated 10th Doctor openly wondered if he was sexy, whilst winking at an amused Rose Tyler. Amused isn't the word that I would use, but, crack on, I guess. Anyway. In a possible future stemming from the 8th Doctor's life, the 10th Doctor declared himself as sexy. The curse of fatal death. When his TARDIS showed him a new control room, the 11th Doctor, himself recently regenerated, said, "You sexy thing." When the TARDIS matrix was transferred to a humanoid body, Idris, the TARDIS, recalled, "I think you call me sexy." When the Doctor asked her for her name, the Doctor claimed that he only did this when they were alone. When she noted that they were alone, he conceded, "Come on then, sexy," later addressing her as, "You sexy thing." Upon meeting, this is very repetitive, I have to say, and it's not funny because I'm not like 13 years old. So I'm gonna go check the behind the scenes section. The publisher's summary for Zygon, when being you just isn't enough. Okay, no, fair enough. We are in fact cooking now. I retract my skepticism from before. Describe Lauren Anderson as a sexy psychiatrist. As disclosed in The Writer's Tale, the final chapter, Russell T Davies decided that Midshipman Blaine in Voyage of the Damned should be sexy as hell, quickly suggesting Russell Tovey for the role. He then opined that Blaine was not a sexy name and announced that he would change it, with the character ultimately being called Alonzo Frame. You dirty old man, Russell. Upon learning from Davies that Sarah Lancashire had been cast as Miss Foster in Partners in Crime, Benjamin Cook responded, that's going to be one sexy mother Foster. Oh. Davies is a little weird about Toby, yeah? Oh, well that's very interesting. Davies envisioned the introduction of the eponymous character in The Doctor's Daughter as a great big sexy Amazon of a woman standing there loaded with guns and saying, "Hello, Dad." Davies conceived the character of Lady Christina D'Souza in Planet of the Dead as a sexy cat burglar, noting that there weren't many actors who could carry that off. Yes, there are! What are you talking about? It's just Catwoman. She's just posh Catwoman. It's very silly. Very silly. Like, you say that. You say that, and then you come, and then you fucking cast someone from EastEnders. Like, fuck off. why he come up with that idea? Because he's basic. Davies conceived the character of Lady Christina. Oh, I read that part just now because I'm basic. He's drawn pictures of midshipman Frame in underwear. Should I be concerned about this? Because like my initial gut reaction is concern about this, and that this Halloween special has immediately taken a very dark turn. I'm going to keep reading, and I'm going to let you guys decide how the tone proceeds, because that's pretty fucked. I'd be surprised if Toby didn't know at this point, and he's back as a War Beyond lead. He's winked at Rose, sexy. Rose bit her lip and grinned nervously, really wishing he hadn't looked at her when he said that. But he was barreling onwards. That's from the novelization of the Christmas Invasion? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Doctor Who Yowie. The Yowie part of it is absolutely fine. What's a little bit weird is like this particular is being weird about like a particular actor when you're in like that position of power over them. You don't think there's anything inappropriate going on? Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. I really like Russell Tovey. Russell Tovey's a fantastic actor. But that's good to know. The script for new, it's just a bit yeah, it is a bit objectifying. It's just, I don't know, it just comes, it's a bit creepy. It's a bit creepy. So Barrowman wasn't inappropriate. I think they meant specifically about this. I don't think they meant about the RTD era in general. We know lots of inappropriate stuff happened in the RTD era. That's why I have to like come at it in such like a kind of confronting the question kind of way. You know, you tipped. Why would you do that to me? What was it? That's a tittish thing to do, Xavier. You were doing a funny haha. It is quite funny. I do think I should spin the wheel now, though. And we should go somewhere else. Away from this place. Right. Let's go back to the wheel. Somehow. There we go. Oh my god. No, keep reading. This is what happens. I'll keep reading. I was curious. I do want to see what else is in there. Let's throw eggs into people's houses. Let's not throw eggs into people's houses. At least not today. Maybe tomorrow. The script for New Earth features an ultimately omitted exchange in which Lady Christina, whilst in the body of Rose Tyler, blows a sexy kiss to the Duke of Manhattan, to which Frau Clovis insists that any intimacy expressed by the Duke of Manhattan does not constitute a promise of physical interaction. In response, Cassandra quips, "A story of your life, sweet." That should have stayed in. That should have stayed in. That's quite good. That's quite a good like catty back and forth. The script for Love and Monsters presented Jackie Tyler at her most sexy, wearing a sexy top while she tried to seduce Elton Poe. Russell, people talk shit about Moffat, okay? But like, come on. That is a very funny bullet point though. I am adding horror to the wheel, however. My goodness. Anyway. The script for the Shakespeare Code described William Shakespeare as sexy. The script for 42 described Kath McDonald and Riley Kincaid as sexy. In the script for Blink, Sally Sparrow describes the Wester Drumlins house as sexy. The script for The Sound of Drums described the Master as Harold Saxon, but very New Labour, but sexy. The script for Planet of the Ood identifies Ood 2 as using a sexy female voice. What? Did you read ahead of me? Because I didn't get to that bit. Implying Blair wasn't already. I know that you're a liberal, Nahwin, but like, oh. He looked like a haunted mannequin that was in the process of melting. The script for Silence in the Library described River Song as attractive, definitely sexy, but maybe just a little grizzled, a bit hardened. The script for The Time of the Angels introduced the woman, soon revealed to be River, as dressed for a party, sexy, dangerous, 1940s femme fatale. To be honest, the joke works better with Clinton. It does work better with Clinton, that is true. The script for The Angels Take Manhattan described Melody Malone as a very sexy looking cat detective, all cleavage and guns, and a detective hat. Bill Clinton looks like, you know those dogs that have like all the droopy droops all over their face? You know, one of those? He looks like one of those dogs if they aged like a human and they were also really old. There you go. Let's not. No, let's do, actually. Let's fucking do. The script for The Next Doctor described Mercy Hartigan as sexy. The script for The Hungry Earth described Tony Mack as sexy in a hands-on, older man way. The script for Sky described Miss Myers as sexy in an Ice Queen way. The script for The Snowman described Clara Oswald as young, sexy, so cheeky. Oh my god. The script for Robot of Sherwood described Robin Hood as a devastatingly sexy young man. Did someone just go through all the scripts searching the word sexy? Yes, that is what happened, yes. We need more writers calling half their characters sexy in their scripts. No, we don't. Why? Why would I put that in the wheel? We just did that, Craig. It's just going to redirect back to this article. Oh, dear. Yeah, there we go. That's right. That's right. That's right. I called your bluff, motherfucker. Let's spin the wheel. I like that Chibnall, notoriously straight man, still described one of his script writer characters as sexy. I mean, he saw Russell doing it and wanted to do it as well. It's my headcanon. Do you think that he also did that in his like Law and Order scripts? Do you think he did that in his Broadchurch scripts? Is he the only one in all of these to use the adjective for someone he's not into? That's a good point. Yes, I believe that is true. Actually, no, that's not true, because like, is it? Let's call teenagers sexy. Let's see what happened. Can we not? In his Excalibur scripts. Let's spin the wheel, guys. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Yeah. Alan thinks it's probably a good idea. Yeah, I guess RTD uses it for a woman a few times. Mary Jane Powell! Oh god. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. Depends on if the person calling them sexy is also a teenager. I suppose, yes, that is true. Mary Jane Powell was a socialite and a drunk who died in 1951 after falling off a balcony. Her son-in-law, the developer of the Powell estate, named it after her, for though a myth arose, it was named after Enoch Powell. It's really funny. It's really funny. Enoch Powell? We'll put Enoch Powell in the wheel. Yes, we can do that. We can do that. Jesus. Okie dokie. Powell family tree. All right. Trick or treat, doctor. Let's spin the wheel. Alan, you want to be spun? Yeah. Planet Bollywood. I will say the lore revolving around Enoch Powell is taken as granted on the wiki, but is still very much according to one account. I see. So are you saying that Enoch Powell is not canonically like a little wriggling penis monster in the Doctor Who universe, and that they chickened out on taking that obvious opportunity? Is that what you're telling me? Because I'm very disappointed if that's what you're telling me. I couldn't be more disappointed. Planet Bollywood was a comic strip published in Doctor Who magazine. It was written by Jonathan Morris. Wait, move the microphone. There we go. The Doctor and Amy arrive on a planet where everyone, including themselves, acts like they are in a musical. I have comments. I have comments on this. Firstly, I think it's really weird to do this plot in a comic book, a medium where like you can't hear the songs. Like the only person to ever do songs in a comic book like well was Alan Moore, and I don't think that Jonathan Morris is probably the person to do that. No. Everyone should watch Kalki 28 and 98 AD. Very decent. And the Craig just wrote, I'm good. Much as we love Johnny Morris. A deep space battle between members of an elephant-like race and the Shazarak leads to a ship crashing down into the planet below. When the 11th Doctor and Amy arrive on the planet, they spontaneously burst into song. This also, like, I don't know, this feels a little weird to me. This feels a little weird. I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt the entire time, and then I saw the elephant thing, and I was like, oh. Okay. Who Johnny Morris? I don't know who Johnny Morris is. I just know that this is weird. Arrive on the planet and they spontaneously burst into song. They are then attacked by the Shazarak. Amy escapes, but the Doctor is caught. Amy goes to a nearby village where she is greeted by a huge dance routine. A man named Rajiv shows her the Muse, a blue-skinned woman who has the ability to make people burst into song and dance. Meanwhile, the Shazarak leader... Yeah, this is weird. This is a bit odd. Because, like, I don't know, like, what, like 1/6 of the world's population? Like, this is like their religious beliefs and stuff. This is just using them as like a kooky backdrop for a Doctor Who episode. It's a bit strange to me. When was this done? 2010? I feel like we should have known better by then. The Muse explains to Amy and Rajiv that she is an android who is used for an amusement for the Maharani, but when the show... Bloody Mary, don't say it 3 times in a mirror. I swear the name is familiar. I swear we've like run into this before. I swear this isn't the first time. Let's take a look back at the wheel. Why don't we? Boom. How about that then? Beef and beans. Let's find out what's going on there. Can we do deja vu? Oh, you're funny. Final suggestion, Eternal Return. Oh, God. All right. Beef and beans was a canned food stuffed baked beans with added beef sold by a company in the early 2020s. It cost 40p per tin. Jeff used multiple storage units in ELF storage by 31st of December 2021. It's really weird that it's elf storage, but it's a New Year's episode. Because elves aren't associated with Christmas, with New Year's. They're associated with Christmas. So it's really odd that he would choose actively to not do a Christmas episode and then do a reference that would only make fucking sense in a Christmas episode. It's technically self-storage. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. You put a lot of work into this page. Well, I will check it out. It's okay. I'll read it. I'll read the whole thing. Now that I've checked, it's not too long. Jeff used multiple storage units in ELF storage by December 2021, one of which contained thousands of tins of beef and beans. The beans had, according to the 13th Doctor, expired some 3 years before. Ugh. Sarah discovered Jeff's hoard of out-of-date beans when she went through the units to find any sort of weapon to use against the Daleks. She remarked that the beans were gross. Later, when the Doctor and Yasmin Khan searched for anything to use against the Daleks, they found the hoard. Yas couldn't understand why anybody would want to add beef to beans, and the Doctor quit that they wouldn't, given it was all out of date. The Doctor later lied to one of the Daleks that she was eating some beef and beans when it quizzed her after she asked if she wanted to join her. All the beef and beans were destroyed by the Doctor when she blew up elf storage to defeat the Daleks. Well, I mean, respect. Beef and Beans is a generic 4-product designed by graphic designer Stephen Fielding. He shared the design of the label on his website as part of his portfolio. The label revealed the ingredients: beans 51%, tomatoes 34%, beef, heat, sugar, water, modified corn flour, spirits, vinegar, salt, spice extracts, herb extracts, that they were gluten-free, that they had to be emptied into a covered container once opened, that they had to be refrigerated and used within 2 days. A guide for cooking that explained that they had to be opened in a microwave at 830 watts inside in a covered microwavable container for 1.5 minutes, taken out and stirred before another minute of cooking, that the packaging was widely recycled, that they were produced in the United Kingdom for Redmond's Food Limited of Basildon, Essex, SS12, unclear, its batch ID number, product version number and distribution number, the nutritional value per 205 grams, 7% energy, 1.0 over 6 grams fat, 1% slash 0.1 gram saturates, 10% slash 9.2 grams sugar, 16% unclear, 96 grams salt, and the typical energy values per 100 grams, and that the context of a single can weighed 401 grams. The product had the tagline, "Go on, beef up your beans." Oh dear, this is really funny. Okay, a different design of baked beans label is currently being sold on eBay for £25, which is potentially a scrap design for beef and beans. The image on the can shows baked beans with sausages, not the expected chunks of beef. It can be expected that these sausages are therefore primarily beef-based. The product is also called beef and beans in the script and in marketing. In January 2022, the official Doctor Who Facebook account released a beef and beans themed Spot the Difference puzzle. Oh, that's really good. So many lore for beans. I know. There's so many lore for beans. I joked that now you can actually cook real beans using instructions exclusively from the Tardis Wiki. Well, I mean, it's good that the Tardis Wiki has valuable information like that. In case the world ends, you know, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need that. Let's spin the wheel. That was a really good page, by the way, Xavier. I like that. I like that a lot. Oh God! I didn't complete it all. What? I didn't complete it all. Yes, I did. The gallery? Oh. I will check out the gallery. Okay, I will check out the gallery. You're very welcome. I know you put a lot of work into this one. It's okay. Sarah notes the uselessness of beef and beans as an anti-Dalek weapon. The 13th Doctor and Yasmin Khan discuss the unappetizing flavour combination. The Doctor, just having some beef and beans, might put on the hootenanny. The Doctor, Yaz and Dan Lewis relax into their seats, all holding cans of beef and beans. I'll tell you what, actually, 13 is the only Doctor that I can unironically imagine watching Jules Holland's fucking hootenanny. That's very accurate. They're exterminated. Beef and beans, bottom left. Oh, that's so good. Okay. Yasmin Khan looks at the stacks of beef and beans. Dan Lewis, Yaz, and the 13th Doctor pretend to relax with beef and beans. A beef and beans spot the difference puzzle posted on social media. The survivors will need to learn the Lego Dimensions lore to survive. That is hauntingly accurate, yes. Alright, can I go now? Oh! There we go. Let's take a look at the full label designs. That is really, really gross looking, I have to say. That's really disgusting looking. I've eaten a lot of bad shit in my time, but I'm not eating that. No way. No way. Jesus. It looks like it's expired on the box. Noted new Bible Allen entry unlocked. Thank you, Metal. So let's take a look on the wheelie wheel, on the wheelie wheel, on the wheelie wheel. Let's take a look on the wheelie wheel, and then we spin the wheel. Spin the wheel, spin the wheel! Alan, you want to be spun?
Yeah, baby.
Go on! Beef up your beans! That is his. That's my catchphrase now. Oh dear. He said that after the. I can ask him if you want. You can't ask Alan questions. Only I can ask Alan questions. Make sure to put that in the Bible lore, by the way. Right now we're busy looking up Judge Dredd. Good point. You forgot to do New Labour. Oh no! That is a good point. I will look up New Labour. There you go. We're looking up New Labour now. Following his regeneration, the new incarnation of Tony Blair remarked, "New Labour, that's weird." Oh, like new teeth, that's weird. That's funny. The regenerated Blair's remark is a reference to that made by the 10th Doctor following his regeneration in Parting of the Ways. New teeth, that's weird. The script for The Sound of Drums described the Master as Harold Saxon as very New Labour, but sexy. Gonna have to dock some points from this one? Fuck off! Give me my fucking points right now. Alright, Wheel of Names. Back to sexy. It always wheels back to sexy. Isn't that right, Alan? I will look up Judge Dredd, yes. Just keeping you all on your toes. I knew what I was doing when I made that spin. Boom. Joseph Dredd. Oh. Is this the guy? Poe, is Judge Dredd sexy? Let's find out. Where do I add a poll? Ah! Aha! There we go. It is done. Really interested in the results of this one. You want the series? Okay, I can do that. There you go. Judge Dredd is a multimedia franchise created by John Wagner, Carles Ezquerra, and Pat Mills, which began in the form of a series of comics in 2000 AD. The series stars the main character of Joseph Dredd and features the recurring location of Mega City 1. The series has gained several further installments, such as various films, books, etc. Judge Dredd was among the various series to be represented in the totally stonking, surprisingly educational, and utterly mind-boggling comic relief, which with Judge Dredd appearing twice in the narrative, albeit in separate sections to the Doctor Who elements. I would like to make my commentary on the Judge Dredd thing. I would say no. For starters, it doesn't really seem like he would stick around to cuddle afterwards. He doesn't seem like he's very emotionally open, and that's very important. And secondly, he's a fascist, so it would have to be a no from me. Virgin Books published a series of 9 Judge Dredd novels from 1993 to 1995. At the same time, it was releasing the Doctor Who, New Adventures and Missing Adventures novels. All 3 of the main authors of the Judge Dredd novel series, Dave Stone, David Bishop and Stephen Marley, who combined wrote all but one of the books, went on to write Doctor Who novels for Virgin. A crossover between the 2 franchises was planned for the novel Burning Heart, but Virgin lost the Judge Dredd rights following the release of the 1995 film, so the range ended and the Judge Dredd specific elements of Burning Heart were renamed. I think at this point you've undoubtedly said the phrase totally stonking, surprisingly educational and utterly mind-boggling more times than any other living human out loud. Oh god, I think you're right too. I feel like that. Can we get Guinness on the phone? Can we see if we can get me like an award of some kind for this? The last installment, Stone's Psycho-Geddon, featured various licensed references to Jason Kane, a character Stone had created for Virgin New Adventures, and Kane's xenomorphic bondage slave series, which was first mentioned in Stone's Beneath Summerfield short story, Back and There Again. Why does that sound dirty? Why does Back and There Again sound dirty? Is it just the fact that it's because Beneath Summerfield? I think advertising your feet would lose you the title rather fast. Best keep it quiet. I don't think so. I don't think so. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. The totally stonking, surprisingly educational and utterly mind-boggling comic relief comic. The totally stonking, surprisingly educational and utterly mind-boggling comic relief comic. The totally stonking, surprisingly educational and utterly mind-boggling comic relief comic. The totally stonking, surprisingly educational and utterly mind-boggling comic relief comic. The totally stonking, surprisingly educational and utterly mind-boggling comic relief comic. The totally stonking, surprisingly educational and utterly mind-boggling comic relief comic. There, we'll add a few more on, and we'll keep adding them every time we do an episode. And then no one is coming for my title. There we go. That's the real solution, Soto. Ah, yes, the desired effect. No one's coming for that title. That's mine. That's mine. Just like my Jenny Everywhere wiki page. It's not much, but it's mine. All right, let's spin the wheel. See if there's anything else good here. Oh, Courtmaster Cruel, featured in Izzy's story, is a parody of Judge Dredd. Totally stonking. Ainu. I need to look up Ainu, not wheel. That's true. That's true. Am I about to learn some real world history from TardisWiki Wiki Roulette? Is this? I'm the totally stong king. Oh, thank you for saying so. I accept the responsibility that you have bestowed upon me as your liege. Maybe a bit. That's actually kind of cool. I know that it's going to be mixed in with some War of Heaven shit probably, but you know, the Ainu were the Aboriginal people of Japan, remnants of their culture in Hokkaido. I really hope I said that right. Suggested that during the Tokugawa shogunate, they hosted a powerful force which kept a watch over the gauntlet. The entry for the gods of the Ainu in the Book of the War went missing. Bros, the Book of the War. Quite respectful. Thought that was quite good. How that was featured, especially compared to the fucking Bollywood planet from earlier. Philomene Smallcoat had studied the Ainu, Mayake, and the Hawaiians. During Michael Brookhaven's production of Mujun, the Ghost Kingdom, The plot was interrupted by Chris Schway's appearance. Brookhaven's own entry into the story. Their battle was slowly surrounded by many Ainu, depicted as generic Hollywood warrior natives before the manifestation of their god. And you lost me again. Alright, now we go back to the Wheel of Names. I certainly. You know it makes sense. Like and subscribe to Something Blue Audio. The Degolek. The Degolek. We love faction paradox, cultural misappropriation here. Cultural misappropriation. You can tell Doctor Who is British because a lot of it is quite racist and we all just pretend it isn't. Dalek Films series. I'm gonna spin the wheel again. Or do I not spin the wheel again? Did it land on something? It did land on something. I'm sorry. What? The de Gaulle was a satirical caricature of Charles de Gaulle drawn to resemble a Dalek, featured in a newspaper cartoon by Illingworth in 1964. The comic featured him rolling into the NATO summit. William Hartnell showed the cartoon to Verity Lambert, at which they both laughed. The newspaper strip depicted is a real cartoon drawn by Leslie Gilbert Illingworth and published in the Daily Mail in 25th of November 1964. Its appearance in the docudrama slightly conflates with real-world history, however, as the scene in which Hartnell and Lambert see the strip occurs just before the scene with the cast and crew on the set of Marco Polo, suggesting a setting much earlier in that year. Yeah, but I'm sure they wanted to get that bit in though. You Daily Mail? I know! Alright, let's spin the wheel again, because we're at the end of that bit. And now it's time for another bit here on TardisWiki Wiki Roulette.
Yeah, baby.
Yay, fear-mongering and bigotry! Yay! We stand fear-mongering and bigotry! Cut that out of context! Please don't. I'll put Boris Karloff in the TardisWiki Wiki though. I will do that. Yay Karloff. Yay Karloff indeed. And I'm really glad that it landed on Boris Karloff on today of all days here on TardisWiki Wiki Roulette. Boris Karloff was a film actor who was active during the 1930s. He was one of Albert Potter's idols. In 1938, Monroe's Star told Seth Rakoff that for 100 more, they could have had Karloff play the lead in The Curse of the Scarab instead of Rashid Karnak. In 2163, Perry Grant Brown sarcastically referred to a Robo-Man as Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff played Frankenstein's monster in the 1931 Frankenstein film. A clip featuring Karloff in the role prominently appeared in the 1996 Doctor Who TV movie, alongside the 8th Doctor's regeneration. Karloff was at one point considered for the part of Doctor Who in the planned 1965 radio plays, but was unavailable at the time. Oh my god! That's fucking wild! That is... Oh, no! I feel like such a fool. You joke, but Hurrah for the Fascists was quite literally a Daily Mail headline in the 1930s. I know. I know that the Daily Mail supported the black shirts and like Hitler and stuff in the 1930s. That's why it's funny. That's what I was referencing in my little jokey joke. Verity Lambert in universe. Hell yeah. What's Tardis Wiki Roulette without a bit of fear-mongering and bigotry? They're coming for your jobs. They're coming for your houses. They're coming for your kids. You need to watch out for them. And you know who them is. There you go. That's how easy it is to do fear-mongering and bigotry. Oh, why do I suddenly have 1,000 views? Anyway, let's look up Verity Lambert in universe. Tardis Wiki Roulette, the place for the best hatred and bigotry. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Verity was the producer of the Doctor Who series in the 1960s. She stood her ground against the men who knew what to do and their blatant sexism, and she helped Doctor Who flourish with her ideas. Not valid, Verity. Verity Lambert was only referred to by her first name in the poem. They control everything, the media, the government, and they're censoring people, holding down the truth. But they're also really weak and really pathetic and really easy to defeat. However, we can't defeat them because they're just too powerful and strong, because they control everything. But it's okay because they're actually really weak. So it's really easy to overcome them by force because we're big, tough alpha males. It's really easy to do. It's actually shockingly easy to fucking do. It would be a lot easier for me to do an hour and a half of that 2 times a week than this. I can tell you that. Simple solutions exist, but they're being repressed and hidden. Yeah, that's true. Did you know that you can cure cancer with leaves? True fact. True fact. Doctors don't want you to know that because doctors' job is really just to make you sick. Lamau? Yeah, it's a joke. It's fine. It's a joke. What I'm doing is demonstrating just how easy it is to engage in that kind of rhetoric. Introducing Boris Karloff as the second Doctor. If it's so easy, why isn't everyone doing it? Everyone does! Everyone does! That's the real conspiracy. Okay, let's. What we looking up again?
Yeah, baby.
We'll look up bigotry. We'll do that. The Council of Happiness. Transphobia is on the wheel. It is on the wheel. That is true. Xenophobia. We can put xenophobia on the wheel. It will land there someday. Sexism. I don't know if sexism is on the wheel. I'll put it there right underneath the new norm where it belongs. You need to update the page, but you need to watch more of the show it's from to get the fullest context. Okay. Right, let's go then. The Council of Happiness. This looks like it's going to be a very brief article. Mr. Friendly Face may have once informed a visitor that the Council of Happiness had summoned them to a quest, during which they need to enter the spooky, creepy, haunted forest and collect as many picnic items as they could, as quickly as they could. Game Wonder Chase. I have to say that Mr. Friendly Face, if that's him there, he's my kind of dude. That is my mood 90% of the day. I have to say. I feel what this little elf thing is feeling, like, deep inside my soul. Yeah, this is the one Wonder Chase. For some reason, this one particular Wonder Chase thing has, like, really, really, really resonated with me on, like, a deep level. I'm not sure why, but it really has. My god. Okay. Let's spin the wheel again. Fun fact. We'll see. Conspiracy gold. Take a look at that in a second. One sec. Alrighty, add that to the wheel. We gained 10 more this week, by the way, today on the wheel. Ryan, do you have any fun facts about Time Lords? Did you know that Time Lords don't have prostates? Law! There you go. I did the thing. I did the thing that I'm now apparently famous for. Time Lords don't have prostates. Anyway. We should, we should look up the fun fact. During the lecture at St. Luke's University, the 12th Doctor gave the fun fact that Time Lords don't have prostates. Thanks, I was wondering if you had one. No worries, Cookie Boy. I'm glad that you asked. During a lecture, yeah, the boiling temperature of water. Oh, that's fucking funny. It's really good cooking. Alright, the boiling temperature of water was much lower in a vacuum, meaning that one's sweat and saliva would boil as well as the fluid around their eyes. However, this would be not noticeable because one would pass out in 15 seconds as oxygen bubbles formed in their blood, with death occurring every 90 seconds. The 13th Doctor and Graham O'Brien told Graham O'Brien the fun fact that dragline spider silk, once weaved as thick as a pencil, was strong enough to stop a plane in flight. That is a fun fact. Earth 616. In Earth 616, Star-Lord once informed Rocket Raccoon of a fun fact he'd learned about Chimelian sawdust. That being that there were no towels, something he considered intimidating. Oh, that's really funny. So funny. Okay, I'll put this one on. Death. Okay. Boom! Conspiracy gold! It'll leave you cold. It's conspiracy gold. May I be so bold? Is this joke getting old? Well, too bad, because it's conspiracy gold. Conspiracy gold. was some sort of conspiracist award. The Who is Doctor Who website received the Website of the Month title in 2005, and the website displayed this award until late 2006. Oh god. Alright, let's spin the wheel again. Das Kapital! Yes, I will put that on the wheel. Oh no! Oh dear. I'll put that out there too. There you go. Okay. There we go. Masturbation. Oh no! If this makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry. But it doesn't make me uncomfortable, so I'm going to read it. Masturbation, also known as onanism and colloquially as wanking or spanking, was sexual stimulation without a partner, often, though not always, done to pornography. Wanker was also an insult. Fern touched herself while watching pornography that depicted sex between a man and a woman, 2 women and 2 men. Banksy pleasured himself to a recording of Karis Fletcher and Matt Stevens having sex in his club Night Spots bathrooms. Go on, son, with you all the way. He was alarmingly stunned to witness the sex gas in Karis, turning Matt into a pile of dust upon organism. Owen Harper later recorded Gwen Hooper's kiss with Karis for later, calling it a treat. Rather than sleeping, Jack Harkness indulged in onanism and jigsaws. In October 2016, Mrs. Linderhoff caught her husband fiddling with himself on the stairs. Why the stairs? Oh god. Ryan, do you think this classic Doctor Who element should appear in the next series? Oh, Panda. Oh. Later that month, Miss Quill asked Ram Singh if there was a great big window of porn open as he typed out the assignment Quill marked. Ram joked he was spanking himself and did the whole paper using only his left hand. Doctor Who! Stop it! Stop it! Panda once claimed that a wank was even nicer than a cup of tea. Oh god. Love seeing you not being uncomfortable. I think it's fucking hilarious. What are you talking about? A wank being even nicer than a cup of tea is the fucking funniest thing in the world. I think wank is even nicer than a cup of tea. Like, that's how you say it. If you think this is nervous laughter, have I got news for you, sunshine? I had to stop myself from when when Cookie Boy was like, Ryan, do you think this classic Doctor Who element should appear in the next series? I had to stop myself from asking if they meant they wanted to see Shooting Up or fiddling with themselves on the stairs. I guess I said it now, so I mean, too late. Top 2 Halloween specials. You added the panda part after your mother got you the book. Amazing. Amazing. Oh, I love all of this. That would be a really cool thing for the fun. What, wanking? I could be doing that right now, you wouldn't know. In the 27th century, Bernice Summerfield noted that through his production of literary xenopornography, her husband Jason Kane had turned himself into a doll for aliens to pleasure themselves with. And had essentially made himself into a product to be consumed by selling pornographic accounts of his encounters for random strangers to wank over. Yeah, but like the sex article wasn't funny. This one is funny. That's the difference there. Yeah, this is much funnier. Like, this is actually, like, this is basically my humor. Like, I tell you what, here's an example of what my humor, okay? You see where it says fiddling with themselves? That is funny, but what's hilarious about it is that fiddling with himself is written in fucking quotations. That's the part that sent me reeling over the edge. Touch! Oh dear. We'll put touch on the wheel. Oh dear. It's also because, like, so basically, a lot of the references to, like, the word sex or the word sexy are just the characters saying the word sexy and that being considered like, ooh, a bit cheeky, like enough to carry itself. So what you functionally have is just a list of instances where the word sexy was used in Doctor Who. With this, they've got creative with it, and I have to appreciate that. Anyway, I think we should probably spin the wheel again. We're in hell. We are, in fact, in hell. Yes. Maybe that was the goal all along. Let's spin the wheel again. Have you scrolled through sexuality, by the way? Not yet. We'll see what the wheel decides, yeah? West Pier! I wonder what this is. Isn't that exciting? Aren't you intrigued to find out? I certainly am. On this episode, this installment of TardisWiki. Oh! Oh, in Brighton! Okay. Yeah. Hell. You want me to just put hell? I have a question, and it's about D&D. So, like, in the Forgotten Realms, in the like standard D&D setting, right? Earth, as in our Earth, as in the real world, is a planet in is a plane of existence in the Forgotten Realms multiverse. Okay, does that connect it to Doctor Who in some way? That's what I want to ask you people. Goth. Brighton is a real place. I lived there for like a few years. It is real, unfortunately. It's a really nice place to live if you have money, which I did not. Let's take a look at what it has to say about it on here, though. The West Pier was a Victoriana pier located in Brighton. It was located near the Brighton Pavilion at a beach. The Fourth Doctor arrived at a beach in Brighton with Romana 2 and K999 Mark II, as the Doctor had unsuccessfully, for the second time, attempted to visit the Brighton Pavilion at its first opening. While the Doctor rested at the beach, the pier was visible to his right. A few years before 2005, the Ninth Doctor arrived at Brighton to protest for the West Pier to be saved as an example of Victoriana. However, a few months later, the pier mysteriously burned down, and Richard Horton, who had met the Ninth Doctor during his protest, thought that the Doctor would be gutted. So it's a part of the Marvel multiverse along Earth 121. 18 is Marvel's designation for the real world, and it doesn't easily overlap with Planescape. The Forgotten Realm / real world stuff is weird. It is weird, I agree. It's very weird. I wonder why they didn't reference it in Baldur's Gate 3. The pier wasn't named in the Leisure Hive. It was clearly identifiable. It was named, however, in Have You Seen This Man, released on 24th of March 2005, and mentioned its then recent destruction. As the pier burned down in March 2003 in the real world, it means that the Ninth Doctor's protest for it to be saved a few months before happened in late 2002. What an exciting article. Though it's possible that a real-world location doesn't exist in the same geographic space in the Doctor Who universe, such cases are few and far between. Thus, the map to the right is probably a good indicator of the DWU location of West Pier. Let's find out how true that is. Hold on. Well done! You got the maps working! Congratulations! That's sick. Awesome. Let's spin the wheel again.
Yeah, baby.
Barack Obama. Obama is cool, yes. He made the drone strikes and the stripping away of civil liberties go down really smooth. He was great. Big vibes. Oh, let me be clear. No, I do actually think that he was a pretty good president of the United States. I make criticisms, but I also miss back when things were like this. Barack Obama was the president of the United States in the early part of the 21st century, beginning in 2009. He held the honor of being the first black man to serve as president. TV, Rosa! Barack Obama became president in the time frame when Felix Mather originally held the role. This was the work of Faction Paradox, who performed a ritual in the Oval Office which rewrote history to make it so Obama was president instead. There were still some citizens who remembered Mather as being president, however. Obama was inaugurated as president on the 20th of January in 2009, the first African American in the position. Big fan of how we're starting to clone Obama and getting Obamas of every race and ethnicity. What are you talking about? Are you okay, Najawin? Do you need to be, like, realigned? In September, when the 456 came to Earth, Britain took control of the matter. In response, General Austin Pearce led an American delegation to Downing Street on behalf of the president and was asked to convey his absolute fury to the British Prime Minister Brian Greene. He was resident in the White House on 25th of December at the time when the Saxon Master became every human on Earth. Oh! Are you referencing epic rapid battles of history in my chat? In my chat? My only real criticism is that he should have stood his ground after announcing he'd do something to address income inequality, even if it ultimately didn't lead to that much change. There's a Japanese Obama, but it's a city, not a person. Oh. He was resident in the White House on 25th of December. At the time, the Saxon Master became every human on Earth. During a globally publicized press conference in which the president was to announce his plan to reverse an economic downturn, the Master walked through the immortality gate and turned Obama and everyone else on the planet into a member of the so-called Master race. After the substitution had taken place, the Master, which had formerly been Obama, gleefully announced that he had deleted the financial solution. Oh, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about him deleting the financial solution. Okay, is the implication meant to be that the the economic plan, that Obama had, like it was just inside Obama's head, that like no one had written it down? Is that meant to be like the implication there? Because that's really stupid. And I understand that Doctor Who is a really stupid show for tiny babies. But yeah, that's very, very dumb. So Obama was literally like, I'm keeping it a secret. Master race? Maybe Obama was a bit stupid. Yeah, maybe. Oh. Oh. Not even Liz Truss unveiled an economic plan without telling anyone. Not even his closest advisors. He was going to announce it to the world without consulting anyone. I don't know what's wilder, the fact that like Russell had that as a plot hook in his story, or the fact that he thought that that made the president look good. Like, oh god. Alright. On the 22nd of March 2011, a couple of days following Miracle Day, Allen, a CIA agent, was writing part of a briefing for the president. Whilst at Congress, the president received a report from the HHS secretary. He had then announced that a new system of categorization was compulsory. Later that day, the Miracle Rally was held in Los Angeles, and the president was to speak live from the Oval Office, following an introduction by the vice president at 4 p.m, an hour and a half following Oswald Daines. In 2012, the president conveyed his personal best wishes for Henry Van Statten's birthday. Van Statten, however, wanted the president replaced, noting that he was 10 points down and firing his assistant when he disagreed. Though he offered Diana Goddard a choice of party for the next president, Van Statten was soon usurped by Goddard following the Metaltron incident. Obama remained as president. Obama Boulevard existed in Hyperville in 2013. Oswald Daines was weird, I think. Yeah, I think Oswald Daines was kind of a weird dude as well. In August 2016, President Obama condemned Donald Trump as an unsuitable candidate for president. Ultimately, Obama had been succeeded as president by Trump in 2017. A framed photograph of Obama was present in the bedroom of Cherry Sunday in 2024. That was very cringe, the framed photo of Obama in Cherry Sunday in 2024. I think it's really weird that like every time you have like a black character written by like a white writer, they're like always super invested in like that stuff. Very strange. Very strange. Barack Obama was played in The End of Time by Roger Haynes, an uncredited stand-in whose face was obscured from camera view. Haynes' back was to the camera, and archive footage of the real Obama's voice was heard as the character began his speech. The fact they used the fucking Wikipedia image of Obama was kind of funny. That is really funny. A photograph of the real Obama is seen in The Legend of Ruby Sunday, in which his 2012 presidential portrait is among the framed photographs in Sunday's home. I missed the City of the Saved bit. Oh, Obama was resurrected in the City of the Saved. Christina, Judith, and MF guessed that he may have been at a mass ball held by Alicia St. Mark's. There we go. This therefore proves her prediction technically correct if the same president in another term is taken to be the next president, though generally this is not how the procession is considered. The next person to hold the office would be Donald Trump, a Republican, which by this definition would make Goddard's prediction incorrect. All right, let's take a look. Spin the wheel and catch some feels. We will probably be wrapping up, as we do usually do it around this time soon, but I'll do a couple more, you know.
Yeah, baby.
It's Halloween after all, and I'm the Tardis Wiki. Roulette! Ooh! We already did this one. Removed, excised, exterminated. Let's spin again.
Yeah, baby.
What a perfect fucking wrap-up thing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. No, we did Wilderness Era. Diana Goddard is an idiot and should have predicted Trump. Speaking of predictions, did you see, is it Adam Lickman? Alan Lickman, who's that guy? The guy? I'm gonna look it up real quick. I thought this was really interesting, actually. Hang on. Alan Lickman. Yeah, historian Alan Lickman. He has a presidential prediction system that has predicted successfully every single presidential election except for 2000, which we all know was stolen. For the last like 40 years, he successfully predicted that Trump would be president in 2016, despite he's nutty, don't listen to him. I don't know, his track record is pretty fucking good. Najawin. Like, what evidence, they're super subjective, but and yet it has worked out every single time. Like, so I'm not sure. Oh yeah, right, the guy who changed how it works. What do you mean? What do you mean he changed how it works? Can you explain that one? Well, you rolled Wilderness Years, which is an in-universe part. I will look it up. I want to hear an explanation for the Alan Lickman thing, though, because my understanding is that, like, he's fairly well respected, and so is his method. So, like, I want to see something here. Oh, it actually predicts the popular vote after 2000, and then he went, oh, it actually predicts the the electoral college winner after 2060s, despite the keys themselves work not changing. Okay, that's the thing. I already said the 2000 election. The 2000 election is like a dodgy one because of how it went down in Florida. I don't know. I was just trying to give people some hope because there's a lot of people who don't want to lose their rights next week. I was just trying to give people some hope. I wasn't expecting I don't know. I don't think that's that subjective, to be honest. Anyway, we will go on to the wilderness years. The temporal wilderness years were a period in the history of the third universe. The auction, an event in the war in heaven, occurred during this period. According to the retconning crocodiles, it was characterized by endless time warmongering, created a lot of flotsam and jetsam of history, and involved much warfare and retconning. Has any other... I would like to ask... has any other system, has any other individual had like a 9 out of 10 correct prediction rate on the presidential race? Is there anyone else who has a record for that? Because if not, I feel like any kind of criticism of that is, I don't know, it doesn't really move me, to be honest. I feel like track records and results kind of speak for themselves. Washington primary is 100% since it was adopted. When was it adopted? Was it adopted before or after 2000? I'm learning here. I'm learning here because I'm intrigued. I'm looking up the very detailed examination of the Washington primary. It was adopted after 2000. So wait, how can you say that it has better than a 9 out of 10 rate when it's only done 3 or 4 elections? But it's for all general elections, not just... This is very interesting. It predicts every general election results based on the margin of Democratic turnout. Okay, what is it saying for this election? What is it saying for the 2024 election? It just said, because it just says Dems every time on here, and that doesn't reflect reality as I understand it. So I must be misinterpreting this. Yeah, I'm asking you for a straight answer on what does it say for this year? What does it say for 2024? Does it say Trump or does it say Harris? It's kind of a yes or no. You need to... No, I need you to give me an answer right now, or it's not as good a system as Alan Lichtman's. If you can't give me a straight answer, directly, for this year... What does that mean, though? What does that mean, Najawin? Why can't you just say yes or no? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, let's look up the wilderness years. The temporal wilderness years were a period in the history. Harris wasn't the nominee. So it's not as good a system then. Do you see what I'm saying here? As soon as it comes under scrutiny, it doesn't have a prediction for 2024. You can't say it's a better prediction system than the previous one, which has lasted longer and has been very, very successful. Like the only one that he didn't correctly predict, a lot of people think was rigged, including like judges who've looked at it and stuff. It should be a slight Harris win. Okay, well, I mean, they're both saying the same thing. They've both come up with the same answer every time. I don't know. I'm kind of not really moved by this. Although it is pretty interesting. I will say that. It was characterized by endless time warmongering, created a lot of flotsam and jetsam of history, and involving much warfare and retconning. The suggestion in Resurrection of the author is that the term of wilderness years covers the span of meta-time, including the War in Heaven and the Last Great Time War. This is a metafictional joke, as in the real world. The wilderness years is a term often used to the period between the cancellation of the classic series of televised Doctor Who and its revival by Russell T Davies. The War in Heaven was a product of the real world wilderness years, and the Time War was created to slot in the narrative in between the last televised appearance of the Doctor on television in the classic series in the form of the newly regenerated 8th Doctor and the introduction of the 9th Doctor. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. Let's look at the wheel again. Boom. The Confederate States of America. AKA what it has a very good chance of becoming. Apparently. Topical! Yeah. The Confederate States of America, often colloquially referred to as the Confederacy or the South, was a short-lived nation on the North American continent of the planet Earth. It was made up of states beginning with South Carolina that had declared themselves separate or seceded from the United States of America. It existed from 1861 to 1865, during which time it was wholly concerned with establishing the legitimacy for a war with the United States. Its capital was Richmond, Virginia, and its president was Jefferson Davis. The Confederate States had a battle flag, which is the 6th Doctor described as a red flag with crossed white bordered and star blue stripes. In 1863, the 3rd Doctor gave US President Abraham Lincoln a sketched map that he had made of the Confederate lines at Gettysburg. Lincoln gave the map to General Ulysses S. Grant, thus helping the Union Army to win the Battle of Gettysburg. On the 30th of July 1864, Nyssa and Mulberry were sent through a wormhole to Virginia, where they met Floyd. Since the Confederacy lost the war, it did not persist past April 1865, when its leading general, Robert E. Lee, signed a document to surrender at the command of General Grant. Following the war, the former states of the Confederacy were reabsorbed into the United States of America, though President Lincoln's government, judging from the final public speech, did not consider that they had ever technically seceded. In a parallel universe visited by the 3rd Doctor, the Confederate States won the American Civil War. In the war's aftermath, the American Confederation was established. The whole world is a series of footnotes to US politics. That is true. History did begin when US politics began. That is true. Here I thought we were out of US politics. Never! Never! Let's do one more. Let's do one more. Moon rocket. Let's put on the moon rocket. As Ron Swanson once said, history began in 1776. Everything before that was a mistake. True. A rocket painted with a red and white checkered pattern was present in 1991 on a train colony, which the first 7 incarnations of the Doctor visited during a multi-Doctor event to give assistance to Dan Dare. This rocket is identical to the moon rocket from the Adventures of Tintin. Tintin was mentioned by name as a fictional character known as such in the 21st century, in the Torchwood episode A Day in the Death, with obviously no connection drawn to the obscure 1991 comic, which had implied that Tintin was instead, in some fashion, a real individual who had once visited the DWU or may even be native to it. Okie dokie. I can do one more. I think I can do one more for you people.
Yeah, baby.
Happy Halloween, Craig! I like the fact that you were like, oh no, this guy who predicts presidential results is a kook. Use this system instead, and then pointed me to a system that says all of the same results. I'm an outcome-based kind of guy, personally. So I'm knocking over the board and declaring myself the winner of that one. By the 21st century, there existed a restaurant chain whose logo resembled a blue and red domino with 3 dots. Its name ended with nose! Imagine if the pizza place in the Doctor Who universe is just called Nose. Reasoning matters. Reasoning does matter, but outcomes matter too. Like, if it's correct that often, then, like, for you to say, like, it's a kook, basically, which is what you said, I believe. It was something like that. You said they were crazy. Or something like that. Like, you're gonna need to come up with a lot better than I find their reasoning a bit subjective. When they've been right so many times. And then to give me, like, a counter to it, which, number one, is very, very difficult to explain. And number two, comes to the exact same conclusion. Like, I understand that reasoning matters, but reasoning matters so that we can get the most accurate outcomes. And if the outcomes are accurate, the outcomes are accurate. Anyway, back to dominoes. But the point is, like, I don't want the world to fall, to be set on fire yet. I would like that to not happen yet, so. I'm not a utilitarian, sorry. What are you? What are you exactly? On September 2018, a branch of the restaurant was located outside of the charity shop in Sheffield, which the 13th Doctor brought clothes from. In late 2023, a branch was located in London. It was near the location where the Toymaker danced with the 14th Doctor. I have no idea what a deontologist is. I'm going to have to look that up afterwards, but that's quite interesting. I don't want to set the world on fire, Doctor number 3. Yeah. While unnamed in other stories, the business is the American pizza chain Domino's. In The Woman Who Fell to Earth, the nose of the name can be partially seen. On 2025, shortly before the premiere of the Star Beast, the official Domino's UK Twitter account posted an image of Dalek and herb dip, which would be available with all pizzas today only in no stores near you. Domino's. It would be nose. It wouldn't be Moe's. You don't say Domino's, do you? I will add the Morbius Doctors to the wheel. However, we have reached the end of Tardis Wiki Roulette. I will be back on Tuesday, which is a day in the week. So, but until then, happy Halloween! And I will see you all very, very, very soon. And yeah, make sure to add that new lore to the Bible and stuff. Until then, be safe, be happy, love each other, and yeah, just generally try to have a good time. Happy Halloween, everyone. Bye.